Bar Council of England and Wales and the Commonwealth Lawyers Association have raised serious concerns over the April 22, 2025 suspension of Ghana's Chief Justice, late Chief Justice Justice Torkornoo. In a joint statement issued yesterday, the two legal bodies urged President John Dramani Mahama and the executive arm of government to immediately reinstate Justice Torkornoo, describing Ghana as a nation with a strong tradition of upholding the rule of law. They further called on the government to ensure the Chief Justice is afforded due and fair process in the investigation of disciplinary matters brought against her, including full and transparent access to the proceedings by her legal representatives. The groups also demanded the establishment of clear and transparent procedural rules to guide the disciplinary process, including a definite time frame within which the investigative committee must conclude its work and communicate its decision. They stress that such measures are essential to safeguarding the rule of law in Ghana. I quote, "Immediately and without delay reinstate the Chief Justice of Ghana to her office consistent with both the hitherto strong attachment to the rule of law demonstrated by Ghana and also the constitutional duties incumbent upon them, and afford the Chief Justice due and fair process in the investigation and determination of the disciplinary matters brought against her, including but not limited to full and transparent access to that process by her legal representatives." Meanwhile, the Office of the Attorney General has filed processes seeking to strike out a second judicial review application brought by suspended Chief Justice Justice Torkornoo, who is asking the High Court to dismiss one of the three petitions filed for her removal from office. The judicial review, filed on the 23rd of June 2025, target a petition submitted by a group calling itself Shining Stars of Ghana. The suspended Chief Justice legal team argues that the petition is flawed because the group is not a registered entity and the identities of its members remain unknown. However, the Attorney General, through Deputy Attorney General Dr. Justice Remsai, contends that these claims are baseless and should not prevent the committee established under Article 164 of the Constitution from continuing its work. In documents filed at the High Court, the Attorney General maintained that the Chief Justice's motion should be struck entirely. So that's the developing story that is coming from the Bar Council of England and Wales and the Commonwealth Lawyers Association there. So some few messages that have come. President John Dramani Mahama has approved the posthumous promotion of the three Ghana forces personnel who died in a tragic helicopter crash on 6th of August 2025. Speaking at the state funeral held in their honor today, President hailed the fallen servicemen as true patriots who made the ultimate sacrifice in their line of duty. He praised their unwavering dedication, bravery, and service, noting that their legacy would remain etched in the nation's memory. Those honored were Wing Commander Peter Bafemi Anala, Flight Lieutenant Manin Chuma Pofo, and Flight Sergeants Mensa Adowenes. Their new ranks were formally conferred by the Ghana Force in recognition of their valor and commitment to national service. Listen to President John Dramani Mahama in that delivery.
I humbly request the spirit of compassion that is the hallmark of our nation for these bereaved families. Promotions in our armed forces are never given lightly, and posthumous promotions are the highest mark of respect for duty performed even unto death. Accordingly, I have approved the following. Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala is promoted to the rank of Wing Commander. Flying Officer Manan Chum Ampedu is promoted to the rank of Flight Lieutenant. Sergeant Ernest Adomensa is promoted to the rank of Flight Sergeant. These are not just symbolic gestures. They represent the rightful place these officers have earned in our Republic's roll of honor, and the benefits due to their families will be reflected in these new ranks. The Chief of the Defense Staff will oversee the ceremonial presentation of the posthumous promotion insignias to their families. Our other colleagues who were civilians will be posthumously recognized at the next National Honors Ceremony.
So that's His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. He also spoke about the establishment of a fund to cater for their welfare, including education.
The next decision that the government has made is for the creation of a children's support fund for the children of the victims of the St. August helicopter crash. The purpose of this fund is clear. It is to ensure that the children left behind will never be deprived of the opportunities, the care and the security that their parents worked so hard to provide for them. We Ghanaians live in a culture that upholds collective responsibility, especially where community and family are concerned. Think about it. How often do we meet one another and ask about their child? In so doing, claim that child as ours. It is common to hear us say, "How is my daughter?" or "How is our small boy?" We take on the responsibility of raising the children of our relatives who are not as financially capable as us, or paying the school fees of a domestic worker's child. Sometimes we even pay for the medical costs of children who are complete strangers to us. And that is what Dr. Omanibo Ama did when he pledged to pay for surgery for Seto, a physically disabled 9-year-old boy, so that he would no longer be reliant on the wheelchair that he had been using to get around.
And that's His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. Vice President Professor Nana Ayine on her part honored the memory of the 8 fallen heroes, praising their selflessness and dedication to national service. Speaking at the burial service today, she commended the deceased for the examples and selflessness, sacrifice, commitment to duty, and abiding belief in the ability of our country. Take a listen.
I'm aware that what we should be doing is not listening to my tribute. We should all be at our usual activities, throwing up ideas in the interest of contributing to the national agenda. Your determination to succeed was high, your focus unwavering, your resolve unambiguous. Speaking with you, however briefly, revealed your firm decision to use your opportunities for the intended purpose, which is serving our country. I should be making those calls to find out how things are going and getting the usual responses from some of you. And some of the responses would be, we are trying. Our implementation plan is on course. We are making progress. Our strategies need amendment. It's not easy. We are doing our best. And Omani, you know that you and I have an outstanding meeting of the Ghana Armed Forces Council. You and I pledged to take our assignment very, very seriously. We agreed, among other things, to avoid tall and cluttered agenda by clearing items expeditiously. You had a positive reaction to the prospect of working more closely with me. I was even more excited by the prospect of learning from. Yes, this is one more time to remind ourselves that man proposes, God disposes. My colleagues, I wish all of you peaceful rest. I thank each one of you for your examples of selflessness, commitment to duty, and your abiding belief in the ability of our country to be better for all of us. I pray that we can all gather the strength to say and believe with the hymnist that through the love of God our Savior, all is well. I want to share a few lines from one of my favorite poets. That's the Ivorian Bernadette, when he says, quote, "The dead are not gone forever. They are in the flowing water, in the still water, in the lonely place, in the crowd. The dead are not dead. The dead are not beneath the earth. They are in the fire, in the weeping plant, in the wooded place, in the home, everywhere." End of quote. You are always with us, my colleagues, in the business of resetting our country and of guiding our steps through the legacies of humanness, loyalty, justice, dedication, determination, trust, and sheer hard work. Thanks for leaving these gifts with us and more of them forever. Rest in peace.
So that's the Vice President, Professor Nana Ayine Ajiman. Was Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Alban Kingsford Sumana Babin, also paid tribute to the 8 military personnel who lost their lives, praising their selflessness and unwavering commitment to national service. Speaking at the burial, Speaker Babin described the fallen officers as gallant soldiers whose untimely death served as a solemn reminder of life's fragility. He extended heartfelt condolences on behalf of Parliament to the bereaved families and assured them of the nation's support during this period of mourning.
Ghana mourns. The world empathizes. God receives the souls of the faithfully departed heroes of Ghana. We, the bereaved, are consoled. I take solace in the Holy Bible, words of Psalm 90, verse 12. Teach us to realize the brevity of life so that we may grow in wisdom. Psalm 90, verse 12. The cruel hands of fate have plucked from our midst 8 radiant stars, whose light illuminated our nation's path. Though duty called me beyond our borders, when the tragedy struck, my soul has walked alongside our grieving nation every step of this sorrowful journey. Today, I stand on behalf of the Parliament of Ghana, drowned in sorrow. I stand here with a heart shattered by this irretrievable loss, yet overwhelming with gratitude for the extraordinary lives that grace our land. With profound sorrow weighing upon my soul, I pay homage to our departed comrades and patriots. Dr. Edward Kofi Omanibuama, Honorable Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Mutala. Days ago, many of these fallen heroes stood among us, united in grief as we bid farewell to our dear friends and comrades, Kobina Adekoka and Sampiali. Like us, these fallen heroes came to honor the memory of their compatriots and to say goodbye to comrades they cherished. None of them imagined then that their end would follow hard on the heels of Adekoka and Sam Yale. This cruel twist of fate has left me heartbroken and heavy with sorrow. As I lay these fragrant blossoms of memorabilia on their graves to signify their impactful existence, let us take cognizance of the fact that they were once ministers, gallant soldiers, whose visionary policies sowed seeds of progress. That we once had technocrats whose expertise steered our nation's course. That dear colleagues, parliamentarians once lived, whose interventions sparkled with insight. And that 3 courageous helicopter crew members once existed who served with diligent dedication all their final briefs. The heavens may have claimed their mortal forms, but their legacy remains etched in the laws they championed, the institutions they strengthened, the lives they transformed, and the hope they inspired. Even in their sudden departure, these gallant souls have gifted us a powerful reminder: life is fragile. Tomorrow is never promised, and every moment matters. As we honor their legacy, may we draw strength and wisdom from the way they lived and the way they left. To the bereaved families, I offer not just the condolences of Parliament, but the collective embrace of a nation united in grief.
So that's the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Alban Kingsford Suman Bagbin. Well, Chief of Defence Staff, Lieutenant General William Japon, also expressed a profound sorrow over the tragic state helicopter crash that claimed the lives of 8 individuals, including senior government officials and military personnel. Paying his tributes, Lieutenant General Opon described them as men who served with pride and fell with honor. He noted that their professionalism, skill and dedication would leave a lasting impact on the Ghana Armed Forces, influencing training, maintenance and operational doctrines for years to come.
Tribute by the Chief of the Defence Staff in honor of the late Defence Minister and the 3 gallant soldiers of the Ghana Armed Forces. The Ghana Armed Forces fraternity stands in solemn mourning of our beloved former Defence Minister, the late Dr. Edward Omanibuama, and our 3 gallant crew men, Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala, Flying Officer Manen Chum Ampedu, and Sergeant Ernest Adomensa, who tragically lost their lives in the unfortunate incident that occurred on Wednesday, 6th August 2025. Dr. Omanibuama's short tenure as Minister for Defense was marked by transformative leadership, innovation, and unwavering commitment to excellence. As part of a broader agenda of resetting Ghana, he advocated and implemented policies that sought to raise the standards of the Ghana Armed Forces. Paramount among these were the retooling and operationalization of the Ghana Armed Forces, championing merit-based recruitment and enlistment of service personnel, bridging the accommodation deficit gap of the Ghana Armed Forces, revitalizing of the Defense Industries Holding Company Limited, DHOC, and finally prioritizing the welfare and healthcare delivery, including mental health of troops and veterans. He was not just a boss or leader, he was a role model and to some a mentor. The first encounter with him was full of quality of thoughts, depth of industry with every spoken word which he carried with grace and aura. As we mourn his passing, though shocked, we take solace in the indelible mark that he left on the Ghana's defense architecture and the lives he had touched. Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala was a pilot whose operational capability combined advanced piloting skills and deep technical knowledge. He was commissioned into the operations branch of the Ghana Air Force in 2014. After his ab initio pilot training in the United States, he was awarded both a private and commercial rotorcraft license and an advanced instrument rating certification. His integration of flight safety protocols into operational planning enhanced mission success that contributed to the Ghana Armed Forces combat preparedness. Flying Officer Manan Chum Ampedu was an exceptional young pilot. He was commissioned into the operations branch of the Ghana Air Force in 2021 after a distinguished performance at the Royal Air Force Training Academy in the United Kingdom. He demonstrated outstanding adaptability across diverse mission profiles. Coupled with precision in navigation and flight execution, his meticulous approach to mission planning, briefing, and post-mission analysis reflected a deep understanding of operational procedures. Highly proficient in absorbing complex tactical concepts and translating them into flawless execution, he was a dependable co-pilot and a clear prospect for future command in air operations. Sergeant Mensa Ado Ernest was a highly proficient aircraft technician whose engineering expertise was vital to the operational availability and mission readiness of the Z9 helicopter fleet of the No. 8 Helicopter Wing. Enlisted in 2011 and certified in 2016, his diagnostic skills, adherence to airworthiness standards, and ability to execute time-sensitive maintenance tasks under operational conditions directly sustain the Ghana Air Force operational capabilities. He was also an effective mentor, developing junior technicians to maintain high technical and operational standards. To the bereaved families, I extend my deepest condolences. As the bugle sounds and the night holds its silence, we salute them. Dr. Omanibuama, Squadron Leader Peter Anala, Flying Officer Ampedu, and Sergeant Mensa. Brave men who served with pride but fell with honor. Their skills and dedication will continue to influence our training, maintenance, and operational doctrines for years to come.
So that's the Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General William Japong there. Well, my colleague